Well, hello there. Welcome to your pick a card reading. If you are unsure of how this works, we've got 3 sets of cards. We have set number 1 represented by Sunstone, set number 2 represented by Fluorite, and set number 3 represented by Citrine. Take a moment, take a breath, pause the video if you have to, and see which set of cards you are most drawn to, and then that will be your reading. You may find that you're drawn to more than one set or all 3 of them, and that is perfectly fine. You just might need some expanded messages for this week. So we are going to get started with set number 1. So I'm just going to move these other guys out of the way. All right, set number 1. We have got 7 of Earth, the Queen of Fire, the Tower. Man, that Tower has been persistent all week in readings. And Divine Timing, perfect with the Tower. And actually, let me read this card to you first. It says, Divine Timing. The divine brings things in the timing that we need. Nothing comes before we're prepared, nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect and holy timing, dear Lord. And this Tower has appeared in monthly readings that I have done and personal readings that I have done a lot in the past week or so. So very interesting energy. So we've got the 7 of Earth, which is 7 of Pentacles in traditional tarot. We have the Queen of Fire, which is the Queen of Wands in traditional tarot. Oh my God, I can't talk. Tarot. I'm trying to say tower. And the Tower. So I know a lot of people tend to panic a little bit when they see the Tower, so I'm going to start with that card. And, you know, the Tower is a very feared card because, you know, it can bring about, you know, or it can warn you about, you know, painful events and, you know, things that sort of like sweep you off your feet, knock you off your feet, bring you down a few notches. I don't know if you can hear the crows agreeing with me there in the background. We have a lot of nesting crows right outside of our house. So I apologize for all the background noise. Actually, I don't apologize for it. They're happy little crows. Anyway, so back to the Tower. God, so many people right now just in a spot where they don't fit. Things are not fitting in your life. Things are not where you're supposed to be. And you're on sort of like the shaky ground. You know, that the Tower reminds us that sometimes we've built up something on a very shaky foundation, and what's on a shaky ground can't stand, and, you know, eventually comes down, you know. And with the Tower energy, sometimes it's very humbling energy. Sometimes it's stuff, you know, you might be way up in the clouds and you might need to come down and be grounded a bit, you know, even though that sounds a bit icky to say that, you know, but it's true. Sometimes we do need to be grounded, you know. And I was just saying in a monthly reading I was doing, you know, this has the energy of trying to like force a square peg into a round hole. You know, you may find that you're just trying to force things to fit into your life that just are not meant to be there. For a lot of folks, sometimes this is relationships. They're just trying to like squeeze as much as they can out of a relationship that's just not meant to last. It's not good for either party that is involved, you know. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. You know, it could be like friendships. It could be family. You know, sometimes, yeah, a lot of people, you know, they stick with a lot of abuse and traumatic events because they're family, and you're expected to stick by your family no matter what. And sometimes that just is not right for you, and it's time to move on from that. But you could find yourself with some things that are happening pretty quickly, maybe unexpectedly, and, you know, a little bit of a surprising energy there. Oftentimes with the Tower, it's, you know, confronting some really uncomfortable realities and uncomfortable truths that need to be brought to the surface. So, all the icky energy involved with it can be knocked down and brought down, and that you can finally rebuild something that is much better and much more suited towards your life. And that goes hand in hand with this divine timing card. And, sometimes this can be very difficult to hear, that, these uncomfortable moments, these sometimes bad moments, these negative moments, as they are happening, they bring about, a lot of sadness or grief or worry, stress, anxiety, all those negative emotions. Sometimes, sadness and whatnot. And it's not comfortable in the moment. And at the time that it's happening to you, you can't see how it is ultimately going to, the impact of this moment is ultimately going to be something that benefits you down the line, that everything is happening in its own time, for a good reason for you. And I kind of hate saying that, because I'm not everything happens for a reason person. But in this situation, it's like you don't really want this moment to happen, but the timing of it is right for you right now. That said, then we've got like this Seven of Earth and this Queen of Fire card. And the Seven of Earth, I see you, especially with this Tower energy too, just sort of reassessing like where you are right now. You've put in a lot of work with something, you've been trying to build something, and having this Tower energy there, you may be finding that it's just not working out the way that you thought it was. You started out with a good intention. You thought you had a good plan, and it was right in the moment for you. But right now, it may not be working out as well as you thought, so it's okay to just take a moment to step back and reassess where you are, and see how much further you want to go, determine what needs to change. You may not be determining what needs to change, or maybe something else, impacting you externally, telling you you've got to make some changes in this moment. But great reassessment energy. And then we have the Queen of Fire. And I love this card with her because she just has this look like she knows she's awesome, and it's a reminder because, this Tower moment can put you on shaky ground, and it can have you questioning yourself. It can have you questioning your abilities. It can have you questioning people that are in your life and where you stand with them, and sometimes that knocks the confidence out of you. And it can sometimes, put out your light a little bit. And then the Queen of Fire comes along here with this reminder, to hold on to your light, hold on to your passion, hold on to the thing that makes you unique and that makes you, because you draw others in with that, and, this really is you, like through this moment, after reassessing things and going through this Tower moment, you are going to find yourself standing in your power, and for some of you, this Tower moment might lead to something eventually that you use to your benefit, that you use to become a leader, and that you use to become a source of inspiration to other people. For others, this Queen of Fire too, she's very, I know that she's got this look on her face sometimes that can come across as a bit like judgy, maybe, or, she's just really got her eye on you, but she's actually very warm energy. She's holding this candle at her heart. You can see her heart. You can see that light that's inside of her. And she got very, very warm, beautiful energy. And, she's somebody who is just that kind of like center of attention, life of the party energy to her, but not in like a really egotistical way, not in a very out of touch way. It's like she's in touch with the people that are around her. And for some of you, this is somebody that's going to help you through this tower moment. You know, the Queen of Fire is very organized. She's a great motivational person. She's got a lot of determination, great work ethic, is just able to see what needs to be done and get it done. And she's able to lead others to help her with that and to, you know, to delegate in a very effective and positive way. And she may be what you need to get you through this moment. So for some of you, this is in you. This is your personal strength, and you coming out of this tower moment, standing in that personal power. And for others, this is going to be somebody within your life or somebody new coming towards you that's helping you with that moment. So if you see that aspect where you have that moment where somebody's offering that kind of help, definitely, you know, take it. You know, you're worth taking it. All right, guys. So I know, icky with the tower, but try not to fear it a lot. You know, it's necessary change. We are going to go to set number 2. Let me just move this guy out of the way. All right, set number 2. Here we go. We have got gratitude. Find just one thing that you feel grateful for right now and let that gratitude pour through your body. It's a healing balm like the warmth of the sun. So always good to practice a little bit of gratitude when you can. 6 of Pentacles, some generosity there. 10 of water, nice. And the 2 of earth. All right. So in traditional tarot, 2 of earth would be 2 of pentacles. 10 of water would be the 10 of cups. Great energy here. I feel like a very generous energy. Some of you may find yourself on the benefiting side of somebody else's generosity. And so if you're in a situation where you find that you need help, you need assistance, especially if it's financial assistance, and I know a lot of people are in that situation right now, don't be afraid to reach out and say, I need help. Or, you know, if you're being offered help, you're being offered assistance, put away the pride, put away this notion that you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's bullshit. And allow yourself to be helped and allow yourself to receive, and remind yourself that it's a cycle, so that, you know, when you receive help, eventually it cycles around to when you're in a position where you can be generous with your spirit, where you can be generous with your resources. You know, and you might be at a time right now where you can't be generous with resources. You can't give money to help somebody, but you may be able to be generous to somebody in another way, perhaps offering some of your time, offering advice to somebody, you know, remembering that, you know, as a whole, humans are meant to be there and help one another and continue that cycle of giving and receiving, rather than knocking it out of balance where you're hoarding everything and you're not being generous, or you're being left out in the cold because somebody else is refusing generosity. We want to keep this cycle going, and we want to keep, you know, that nice, beautiful flow and keep that balance. And there is a sense of balance too coming into play here. We've got the 2 of earth, which is, you know, energy to remind us to balance out our life. And then you see these scales here in the 6 of pentacles, you know, reminding you to keep that balance between giving and receiving. And then the 10 of water too, which again, very balanced energy, very fulfilled energy, really, really, really lovely. And I see for some of you too, you may be moving from a time where things were so out of balance in your life, especially like having to work very hard and having to constantly strive and hustle and work and try to find things to bring you like this prosperity and this abundance that can allow you to relax, especially again with the last year, so many people out there looking for jobs and or looking for financial resources. and whatnot, it's left you depleted. It's left you in this moment of imbalance where most of your life is some form of work. Most of your life is some form of striving, and you haven't been able to really give into your playful side. You haven't been able to give into things where you can relax, whether it's just like sitting there, putting your feet up and binge watching a show on TV, or going out and doing something with your family, or going out with friends. Obviously, we haven't been able to really go out and connect with our people in the last year, but things are opening up a little bit more, and we're looking towards bringing in some more balance again. So definitely looking at areas of your life. Is there an imbalance in your life? Like, are you giving up so much of yourself that you're really depleting your energy, and you're sort of like losing touch with your happiness, with your joy? You find that you're having to say no to things so much more. Can you hear them? We have 1, 2, 5 crows, 6 crows, 6 crows outside of my window. So if you hear that, they're having themselves a little crow party. Wow. Okay. So work on, as much as you can, bringing more balance into your life between that work and play aspect. You also may find yourself making some choices, where you have the choice to work even more, and that might seem like something that is tempting. You might think it brings some benefit from you, but again, that can be a bit depleting and be a bit overwhelming to you. So you may have to make a decision to actually say no to some things so that you can also feed the side of you that needs relaxation and happiness and just like good old fun times. It's keeping that balance. And then with the 10 of water, that's the 10 of cups, and there's this opportunity for some just emotional fulfillment. That opportunity for balance is there. Some of you may find that coming in as like financial relief. I'm getting like a lot of like tax stuff coming in my mind, because I know that in America, so many people are waiting for their tax refund to come in. That's all backed up. I'm experiencing that myself. Some people haven't gotten their stimulus money. So for some of you, this is definitely you having that finally rolling in and giving you that moment where you can take that breather and you can balance things out a bit so that you're not overextending yourself. And then through all things, things have been rough in the last year. Things are still rough for a lot of people. And so when you have moments where you can possibly just be grateful for something, even if you're simply grateful because like your toothpaste and it's like squeeze out all over the sink this morning. If you're grateful because you're hearing crows screaming outside my window right now, even those little minor things, it doesn't have to be something big, could just add a little brightness to your day, bring in a little more of that like positive energy stuff. Or if you have like gratitude to express towards somebody, but you've been putting it off for whatever reason, it's just a reminder to say, hey, thank you. And also have gratitude for yourself. Have gratitude for the hard work that you've done. Have gratitude, for yourself. If you had to reach out and ask for help, say thank you to yourself for being in that moment and having the strength to ask for help, or gratitude for being generous. Thank yourself. It's not always gratitude for everybody else around you. I mean, there should be, and for other things that are external to you. Sometimes that gratitude is internal, and remembering to thank yourself as well. All right. So lovely. And then we will get on to set number 3. Our little citrine. Wow. If you're just tuning in, if you've skipped to this part, we've been listening to a lot of crow drama outside. I have a lot of nesting crows around here, and they all hang around my house, which is not surprising. So it's been kind of loud for these readings. Anyway, so we have direction. And again, this is the Wild Offering Oracle. A lot of religious language in it. I know that not everyone is comfortable with that, so I just tell you however the divine is expressed for you. Just think of it that way, because she uses like a lot of Lord God language. But so it says, Lord, please show me the right direction right now. Please bring me a sign and a miracle that gives a clear direction. May I hear the promptings of my own body. And if for some reason I'm about to head the wrong way, please stop me. Very interesting. Page of Cups. Page of Cups is sometimes a sign that something's coming. Five of Fire. Interesting. And the World. Going with the author, this is the Good Tarot, and going with her interpretation with the World card, and even with the Five of Fire, I feel a need to change your perspective right now and see things more in a big picture way, rather than very, having like a pinpoint focus on things. And sometimes we tend to get very internal, and we tend to just be very nearsighted with things. I'm laughing because the crows outside are just really loud. So I don't know how you're hearing it on video, but it just sometimes comes as perfect timing when I'm saying something. But sometimes when, it's good to be detail oriented, but every now and then that can trip you up when you're being so narrowly focused on something that you fail to see the big picture, and you're making decisions, that seem right in the now, but may not ultimately benefit you in that big picture, right? So, and that can lead to a lot of internal conflict. And the Five of Fire is the Five of Wands in traditional tarot, and that can come with some like chaotic and conflicting energy. But I feel for you, there's like this need to see a lot of different sides of a situation. You may be focused on your own internal experience within a situation, which is good. It's good to know where you stand and understand like your feelings. But you may be a little bit too focused on that, and need to like shift that perspective and look at all different sides of the situation, and this could be just dealing with other people, like, somebody else's like drama, or, like a work situation or decisions that you're making. I feel that it's just something where you're benefiting from seeing it from multiple angles. You may have gone into something thinking that like, this is what I want to do. This is what it should look like. This is what should be in place. And you're finding that that's not exactly the situation. And you would benefit from, it would definitely just, as I keep saying, you'd benefit from multiple perspectives on a situation going on. And then we have like the Page of Cups as well. And I sense like this seriousness and tension right in this energy here too. But then there's like, yes, looking at the big picture and looking at things from a completely different perspective. But there's like success energy and achievement in here once you are stepping out of this energy here. And yeah, you may, I feel like you're boxed in, right? You're like thinking inside of a box right now, and you need to pop out of that box. And you may have ideas coming to you that you're just like, what the F is that? Like, where did that come from? And that's like this Page of Cups energy here. And this energy that you're seeing with direction, it might just be like a sign, or just something that just, like, as the author says when she's explaining the Five of Fire here, she mentions the term out of left field. So you might have an idea or a shift in perspective that seems to come out of left field. But as we're dealing with esoteric things, it's not. It's like a sign from, whatever divine energy that you are connected to, trying to bring you in a bit of a different direction than what you were initially expecting. And that's that Page of Cups energy too. I feel that you are going to encounter something a little bit unexpected, maybe something that is like, bing, 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 a sign. So what I want you to do is, like what I always say through many readings, is like, if you get an intuitive hit, if you feel like you've got this like very strong gut feeling, honor that and listen to that, because that's there for a reason. And like I was saying, I feel that you're kind of in this box right now, but you're not meant to be in the box. You're meant to like really expand and explore outside of the box. And you're meant to have, again, that differing perspective and seeing things from many different angles instead of, very narrowly focused. And the Page of Cups, and that's coming with some conflict, right? Because you're realizing now that you might have to move beyond some of the expectations that you had originally set. And that's going to cause inner conflict, which is normal, and may have you questioning yourself. And that Page of Cups also reminds you to approach things just a little more joyfully. I don't mean it in a mean way when I say this, but like, don't take yourself so seriously. Don't take yourself so seriously. Open up, expand, and allow yourself a little more like childlike, like just childlike joy and playfulness. I just want to leave it at that. So we're thinking outside of the box. We're changing perspective. We're not really being, I don't want to say narrow-minded, but narrow-minded, not being very myopic about things. We're looking at big picture energy instead right now. And that's where the success lies for you. And through all of that, feeling conflicts, allowing yourself to feel joy and playfulness, when your perspective changes and when you think outside of the box, it can be very fun, so take a moment to play with that energy and just enjoy it and just like sit in it and have some fun. Okay. And definitely, trust your gut feelings. If you're looking at something and you feel like it's a sign, but then you try to talk yourself out like, oh, that's silly. There's no sign from the universe or from God. Knock that away and say, this, if something feels like it's a sign, then it's a sign. Trust yourself, trust that intuition. Okay. All right, folks, lovely readings today. Even the one with the tower. I know that was scary. But if you have any questions, if you need anything clarified, feel free to just leave me a comment. And I am sending you a whole lot of love and blessings wherever you are. I hope that you are feeling healthy. I hope that you are feeling safe and loved. And I will see you when I do this type of reading next time. I don't want to say weekly. But also check out, I did some videos for zodiac signs monthly readings for May. So if you need like a little more information, you may find it in one of those videos. Anyway, sending y'all some loves. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.